All right, fellas. You know this your boy Sabo. Um, so I want to give you guys a brief overview of what I've been doing. It's gonna be a quick video to show you guys what I've been working on. This is especially for Hoot and Roach. So essentially, what I've been working on, I've been working with the trigger system, trying to make our missions more dynamic and stuff like that. Eventually, so this is some of the things that I've been working on. So if you look at the map right now, you'll notice a few things. You notice that I'm in the city of Nicolette, and what I- what's essentially what's going to happen is I have a blue force unit at the east side of the town, right here, as you can see with their marker blue 4, and I also have an op 4 unit to the south of the town. As you see, it says op 4 unit standby. So what's going to happen is what I've made is I've set two triggers in the city of Nicolette. I set an explosion trigger right here, and I set a flare trigger right here. And essentially, what's supposed to happen is when this blue 4 unit moves into the city, it will trigger a random explosion. Once they get inside this radius, it'll trigger a random explosion. The explosion will go off in the city. When that explosion goes off in the city, it will trigger this flare. This flare will go off. And once that flare goes off, it will trigger this Op 4 unit on standby to come in and investigate. Now, without these triggers and without these syncing, this would not be possible. It would be possible, but a player in Zeus would have to make all of this happen. But with this trigger system, we're able to do all of this without even going into Zeus one time. The only time we'll go into Zeus is to actually overview and see what happened, make sure everything happens, and possibly to move this Op 4 unit into the city, and then everything will go from there. So if everything works, you guys will see how we can start implementing some of this stuff into making our missions more dynamic. Okay, so now here we are in game. We're um we're at the city real time. Here's the blue 4 unit. We can look at the map. Here's the real time map. There's our blue 4 unit right there. We have our markers for our flare now explosion, and we have our op 4 unit with the command to move into the city once everything triggers. So there's our blue 4 unit just on standby, waiting to move, and here's our op 4 unit. And there's our op 4 unit right there in the wood line, ready to move into the city. So what I'm about to do now is I'm about to cut these nods off, and I'm about to give this blue 4 unit the command to move into the city. And hopefully everything works out and you guys can see firsthand. Alright, so let's see. Give them a limited pace. We'll make them aware. We'll set them in a staggered column. They're setting up now. And we're going to give them the command to move in.